Okay, now we're going to cover the basics of the movement. Okay, so first off is going to be what we call the advance. Now the advance is just a small step that you take in order to carry yourself toward your opponent. But the advance itself is also broken down into two distinct steps. And what this will do is it's going to help you establish a kind of timing for the techniques and the movement you're going to be doing later on. So that's going to explain exactly why you're going to see this one step that actually breaks down into two. So the first thing is we're looking at Jason right now with his feet 90 degrees as if he was in an on-guard stance. Now, the advance itself, as I said, broken into two steps. And that first step is going to be when your front foot reaches out just a small distance and you plant your heel, just like so. Now, the second step is going to be when your back foot comes up and it's going to come up from behind and they're going to land together. So go ahead, Jason, just like so. Now, the importance of this is that, as I said, it's going to establish a timing, a rhythm that's going to be able to insert other types of techniques later on that I'm going to be discussing. But first off, we're just going to cover the advance itself. So Jason, one more time with the front heel and then the back heel coming up and they land together. Now, obviously, you're not going to move decidedly in a 1, 2, 1, 2 motion every time you do this advanced step. When done at full speed and you're fully familiar with it, it's actually going to be a step that is done looking like one smooth motion. So Jason, take one large retreat, if you will. And what we're going to do now is we're going to do the advanced step, but we're going to do it without breaking it down into those two distinct steps and pausing in between. It's going to be the two steps, but it's all going to be one fluid motion. So one small step advance, if you would, please. Okay, and retreat. And breaking it down again, it's going to be first that small step with the heel, then the retreat foot coming up. There you go. All right, so small step retreat, and one more time at full speed where it's just a normal advance, bringing the heel and the back up together in the two distinct steps looking like one. Go ahead. Very good. All right, this is the advance. Now, the retreat, as you've already seen him demonstrate a couple of times now, is just simply going to be a step that carries you away from your opponent. It's going to be leading with the back leg and then followed by the front leg, just like so. All it is you see your opponent coming against you, you're trying to maintain the same distance between yourselves called measure, and you're going to use that retreat and that advance in order to try and maintain that distance between you and your opponent to your maximum advantage. So Jason, one large advance if you would please, and then one small step retreat. And again. And retreat. There you go. Now it's important to remember that, actually what I'll do is